Hey everyone, welcome to day 8 of Dry January. That means that it is also episode 8 of the Going Alcohol Free podcast. Hi, I'm Lise and I'm your host, and I'm so glad that you're here. And I just want to say one thing quickly. You guys, this podcast is growing. I can see the numbers, and I just want to say thank you so much for sharing this safe space and non judgmental space with me. I am so appreciative of all of you for being here. Whether or not you are on this alcohol free journey, that we are calling Dry January right now, or if you are just curious about what it's like to go without alcohol or to quit drinking or to cut back on your drinking, I just want to say I appreciate you and I'm so proud of you for being here. Thank you so much. If you're getting benefit from this podcast, I would ask one thing. If you could just share this podcast with a friend or a family member who you think also might benefit from it. By you hitting that share button, it really does help this podcast grow and help us help other people. So thank you so much. It's just a small way to give back if you are enjoying what you're hearing. Let us talk about setbacks today. But before we do, I want to talk about what you might be experiencing if you have been alcohol free for the last 7 days. Are you ready? You are probably experiencing, tell me yes or no. If you are, you can comment on my YouTube channel underneath this video, because you guys, this podcast is also on YouTube. And I always put the link in the description to the video. So you can check it out there if you want to watch. But I am trying to cultivate a community of the listeners over on YouTube as well. So come over there and leave a comment. I want to know if your sleep is getting any better, because one of you did comment that your sleep was crappy. And I get it. It's going to be crappy while your body is detoxing. But by today, you should have noticed, hopefully, that your sleep is getting better. I also think that you are probably noticing a less puffy face, puffy hands, probably. You should probably be noticing that because the effects of alcohol are being or have already been eliminated from your body. And you should be pretty detoxed by now from the effects of alcohol. I'd love to know if you are experiencing any of these things or if you are not yet experiencing any of these things. Let us know. Now let's talk about setbacks. You guys, if any of you drank over the weekend, which I know that at least one of you did because I got a message, it's okay. It's not a failure. It's just a learning lesson. That is how I like to frame all of my failures that I've had or all of my setbacks is as I started going down this personal development journey, what can I learn from my failure or from my setback? And I didn't always do that. But what can you learn from the setback that you experienced on Friday night? And she said, I stayed on track last night after failing miserably on Saturday night. And I feel shame and self loathing. What is self loathing? That's self hate. And when we talk negative to ourselves, it just makes us feel even worse. Those silent sentences in our mind, those thoughts that we are having about ourselves, it makes us feel even worse. But what I want us to do is to use the tool, the mindfulness tool that I taught you all on episode 6. So you can catch more of this tool that I'm going to remind you of on episode 6. It's called the 2 A's, as in apple. So the 2 A's. And I like to think of it like this: accept and allow. Accept and allow. What are we accepting? We are accepting the situation that happened. We are accepting what happened in the past. So for this woman's example, we are accepting that we drank on Saturday night. There's nothing we can do to change that. And we are going to allow the unpleasant emotions to flow through our body. And I talked about emotions yesterday and how we want to feel those emotions and those feelings. When you are feeling an unpleasant emotion, it is just energy in motion in your body. And I want you to feel it, because every time you feel it, the vibration or the sensation in your body is going to be less and less and less, because you're going to get better and better and better at feeling it. So what I want you to do is, it's okay to feel that way, to feel the shame and the self-loathing. Let it pass over you like the wave. And then what I want us to do is to not sit in it and wallow in it for too long, but I want you to accept it and allow it. And now, how do you want to think about it? We're going to now think thoughts and beliefs about ourselves that are above the line. And remember, that is a mindfulness tool that I believe was on day 4. So episode 4 is above the line and below the line. And it's just a self-awareness tool that we're going to use to help us know when we are thinking thoughts that are keeping us in a low vibration state, or keeping us in that unpleasant emotions or unpleasant feelings state. So once we've sat there and we've noticed it and we've processed the emotion, then we're going to think a thought above the line. And it would be something like this: I messed up, and that's okay. What can I learn from this? I can learn that when I go play cards with my girlfriends, I need to set my intention before I go to play cards. I need to set how many drinks in my mind I'm going to drink, and I'm going to stick with that. That's how I'm going to handle the situation next time. So that would be thinking above the line versus below the line. I can't believe I did that. I messed up. My dry January is, it's gone. It's over with. No, what we're going to do is, we're just learning from it. We're going to accept the situation. We're going to allow the emotions, and then we're going to think thoughts that are above the line that will help us move forward and keep going. We're not going to just end dry January because we had a setback. And we don't have to start over with day 1 or day 2 or day 3. I know everybody counts their days, but I never counted my days. As a matter of fact, I don't even exactly know the day that I quit drinking alcohol, because I just said that day I wasn't going to drink alcohol. And then the next day I just said, I don't want it today either. And the next day I just said, you know what? I don't want it today either. And I just kept going. And before I knew it, a couple of months ago, I was like, I think I haven't drank alcohol in like 3 years. I didn't even realize that it had been 3 years until I was thinking back about, when did that day actually happen? And I believe it was the day after Halloween on 2020. So we don't have to count the number of days that we've been alcohol free, like everybody wants you to think that you have to do. You don't have to do that. You just have to wake up every day and be in the moment and set your intention. I don't need to drink today. I I'm alcohol free today. I don't want to drink today. I want to be free. I want to have my amazing life that I deserve. I want to have my health. Our health is it's a gift. It's not a default state. And if you've ever faced a health challenge, you'll know that it is a gift. It is not a default state. And so we're starting 2024 happier and healthier. And just because we had setbacks does not mean we don't start fresh today or tomorrow or whenever the setback is. We learn from what that setback taught us. What did it teach us? We don't try to avoid situations like some people teach, because then we never learn from it. We never learn. If we try to avoid all the different situations that we're going through, we're never going to learn our lessons. So if you're experiencing something let's learn what we are supposed to be learning from that. Take a takeaway from it and move on after we have accepted and allowed how we're feeling. That's what I want us to do. Trust me, in my life, I have had so many setbacks, tons of setbacks. And as I started my personal development journey and spiritual growth journey, which I had no idea that I was really on. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't really realize it until things just started changing in my life. And it was all because of how I was thinking about things. I wasn't avoiding things. I was learning as I kept falling down. Think about a child. When you're a baby and you fall down, you're trying to learn how to walk. We didn't say, "Oh, mom, guess what? Sorry, I fell down today. I'm never going to learn how to walk because it's too hard and I'm not good at it." No, we just kept going. We kept getting up, standing up and falling down and standing up and falling down and standing up and falling down and so on and so forth until walking was just easy. And now when we get up out of bed every single day, it's just easy to walk. We don't even have to think about it. We don't have to think about it because it's just so easy. And so we're just going to use this process of accepting and allowing and learning until it gets easier and easier and easier and easier. And before you know it, like your alcohol consumption, you won't even have to think about it. It'll just be so easy for you, whether or not you want to cut back on your alcohol consumption or if you want to quit drinking altogether. It's just going to end up happening for you if you use this process and you get good at it. And it's just so important for me to help all of you to do that because I just know how amazing your life is without alcohol or with less alcohol. I prefer that we all don't drink, but I know that everybody is going to have their own preference. And so maybe it's just cutting back on alcohol, which I was on a cutback, train for 6 years without even really realizing it. I just kept making small little decisions. So we're going to talk about that more in the future, but I'm just so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're doing this with me, and I really appreciate you. Guys, if you're getting benefit from this, please share this podcast with somebody who you think it might be helpful for. And with that, I will see you all tomorrow for day number 9. I've got something really great planned for us tomorrow, and I know that it's going to be super beneficial for all of us. And it's something that I experienced after stopping drinking alcohol, and I don't want it to happen to you. So make sure to tune in tomorrow. All right, you guys, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.